welcome to another episode of Case Number Zero. Tonight we'll be covering 3 strange Bermuda Triangle cases. The facts are as follows, so sit back, relax, and always be afraid. Case number 1. December 5th, 1945. Off the coast of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A calm day, clear skies, perfect conditions for a simple training mission. 5 Navy Avenger bombers lift off the runway, engines roaring, pilots steady and confident. Flight 19. They weren't rookies. They weren't amateurs. These were trained military aviators. Ones who knew these waters like the backs of their hands. Yet 2 hours into the flight, something changes. The radio crackles with static, and then the squadron's leader's trembling voice breaks through.
Everything looks wrong. The ocean doesn't look like it should. My compass says they're spinning. Both of them.
The other pilots report the same thing. Nothing points north. Nothing makes sense. The sky darkens without warning. Clouds roll in like ink spreading across glass. Their coordinates become nonsense. The horizon disappears behind a wall of shifting gray vapor. Then comes the final transmission. A message that has haunted the triangle for decades.
We can't tell where we are. Everything is wrong. It looks like white water.
And then silence. The Navy sent a rescue plane, a massive Martin Mariner with 13 men aboard. And that vanished too. Search teams combed thousands of miles. Perfectly good planes. Perfectly good pilots. Perfect weather at launch. All gone. No debris. No bodies. Not even an oil slick. Some say they flew into a storm that wasn't a storm. A cloud of some sort that swallowed sound and light. Others say they slipped into another dimension. A thin place between worlds. But whatever happened on December 5th, 1945, Flight 19 didn't just go missing. It was erased. Case number 2. March 4th, 1918. Somewhere between Barbados and Baltimore. The USS Cyclops, a ship so massive sailors called it the Floating City, sails north across calm, glassy water. There are 309 people aboard, cargo secured, weather perfect, no storms, no enemy, no reason for fear. But eyewitnesses on nearby vessels report something strange. They say the Cyclops drifted off course, as if being pulled sideways by a force beneath the surface. Sailors describe the water under it as darker, thicker, moving in unnatural patterns. Then, without warning, the ship vanishes. No SOS signal, no distress calls, no flares, nothing. The Navy then launched one of the largest search missions in its history, and yet they found nothing. Not a plank, not a life vest, not even a splinter of wood. Investigators interviewed sailors who traveled the same route. They spoke of a silence so heavy it felt alive. They reported sightings of strange fog banks that glowed faint blue before fading into the night. The official Navy statement was chilling in its honesty. Only God and the sea know what happened to the great ship Cyclops. Some believe the Cyclops was pulled downward by something massive lingering deep below the triangle. Others say it slipped into a void, a crack in the world itself. But 309 souls left Barbados, and not one ever returned. Case number 3. December 22nd, 1967, just 1 mile off the shore of Miami, Florida. A luxury cabin cruiser named Witchcraft glides through calm, black water. On board are 2 men, Dan Barak and Father Patrick Horgan. They aren't partying. They aren't drinking. They simply wanted to admire the Christmas lights from the ocean. At 9:05 p.m., Barak radios the Coast Guard.
We've hit something. We need assistance.
He stresses it is not an emergency. The boat is floating. The night is quiet. Everything is under control. The Coast Guard arrives in just 19 minutes, but when they reach the exact coordinates, the Witchcraft is gone. The ocean is calm. The night is still. Not a ripple, not a splash, not a single sign that a large boat was ever there. A modern cabin cruiser cannot disappear in 20 minutes, and yet, this one did. Search teams combed 1,200 square miles. They found no debris, no flares, no bodies, no oil slick. Nothing. The Witchcraft didn't sink. It didn't capsize. It didn't explode. It was simply removed. Some believe they drifted into a type of fog people have reported before. A silent, glowing mist that swallows sound. Others say they crossed into a type of electromagnetic pocket, a doorway between moments or dimensions. Whatever happened, it didn't happen far out to sea. It happened right next to Miami, within view of the city lights. 2 men, 1 boat, 1 mile from shore, and then nothing. For decades, the Bermuda Triangle has claimed the lives of many, as well as the imagination of millions and skeptics. If you'd like to hear more stories like this about the Bermuda Triangle, the paranormal, true crime, or anything strange and fascinating, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and remember, always be afraid.